Does it truly happen? Does James Ellsworth walk out with a victory over AJ Styles for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Well, kinda. We're going to cover this and a lot more on this week's edition of the Smackdown ReBound. Hello everybody, my name is Connor, aka OKayFabe, your official OneWrestling.com video correspondent for SmackDown Live, here with another fantastic edition of the Smackdown ReBound. Thank you guys for coming back and tuning in to this video, wherever you're watching it, whether it be on OneWrestling.com or, of course, the One Wrestling Video YouTube channel. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe, like button, and share the video to the world, and make sure you also let us know your thoughts about this week's SmackDown by leaving a thought down in the comments section right here below. And make sure you also, while you're checking out the description, make sure you check out all the entire members of the OneWrestling.com family, including myself at OKayFabe, the legendary, the iconic Bill Apter, Big Ray, the Big Slam Nation, Bill Schuyler. There's a lot of Bills in this group, I just realized. Anyway, all the links for the entire OneWrestling.com family, PW Hustle, everyone is in the description down below. Make sure you give them some love, give them some shout-outs, and follow them over on Twitter and other social media. SmackDown was interesting. We had the mega hyped WWE World Championship match that was announced last week on Talking Smack between James Ellsworth and AJ Styles. Who, doggy, could it happen? James Ellsworth got a victory over AJ Styles last week. He's got his own t-shirt on WWE Shop. Can he win again? We're going to get into that one. But, of course, we kicked off this week's SmackDown with with Randy Orton as he was talking in regards to, of course, Bray Wyatt. He was referring to how, all these craziness and all this chaos, and then out of nowhere, a casket shows up. Listen, I've been watching wrestling for quite some time, and I know for a fact whether or not it's involving The Undertaker doesn't matter. There's a casket coming to the ring. Something's up. Something's going down. Something's a little weird in Funky Town. Of course, Bray Wyatt's the one that pops up, and of course, we get an impromptu matchup between Randy Orton and Luke Harper to kick things off in the ring. Now, this matchup was actually very solid, and I actually was a little surprised they were going to pull off this matchup so soon. I thought they would eventually lead and build up to a Randy Orton-Luke Harper match. Now, there is speculation that Eric Rowan might be injured. Nothing has been officially confirmed as far as that goes, but if that's the case, it kind of stinks to see the only person who has been associated with Bray Wyatt as of late, albeit from Eric Rowan, already facing Randy Orton so soon. However, I did like the fact that they were teasing with the caskets, possibly even maybe, a casket match down the road at Survivor Series. A lot of people were throwing that out on Twitter while I was live tweeting over on SmackDown throughout the show, and it seems like it's unanimous. A lot of people want to really see and are very interested to see a potential casket match. But of course, the match stops early when Bray Wyatt interferes and they attempt a double team, and as they go to open the casket again, Kane... yeah, that's where he went, apparently. Kane popped out of nowhere to help Randy Orton clear house, but of course, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper do their mysterious, weird magic thing and escape the clutches. Personally, I think a tag team casket match would actually be something unique, different, and hey, why not? Let's do it again. We saw it once way back in the day. Let's see it again. I'm sorry, that was a Barry Live match. Excuse me. I gotta stop. Bad Connor with your history of wrestling. What do you guys think about a possible casket match? Let us know down in the comments section below. We had Naomi against Alexa Bliss to kick things off with the women's division. Fantastic opening between the two of them. I'm officially an Alexa Bliss fan. Fantastic in-ring work, great promo afterwards, hyping up the fact that she will be challenging Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship in 3 weeks. Great way to start off the show, great in-ring action. Really nothing else major to say. Go Alexa Bliss. I am on that Alexa Bliss train, baby. Kurt Hawkins finally makes his in-ring debut on SmackDown Live against Apollo Crews. Only Apollo Crews' apparently temper got the better of him, and he just hit him in the chin, and Kurt got upset. Kurt got upset, and he walked away. And I don't blame him. All the time, the effort, and the energy put into those promos and his entrance music alone, because that's his voice and his entrance music, I mean, that alone is frustrating. And then on top of that, Apollo Crews doesn't even give him the... It's just rude. It's rude, and I don't blame Kurt Hawkins for walking out. However, it does make me question whether or not him and Eva Marie have the same business strategies. I digress. kind of stinks to see Curt Hawkins not debut, but at the same time, I kind of get what they're doing with this as far as stretching it out, making it longer, giving that anticipation, that build for when it finally does happen. So I'm all for it if it helps further Curt Hawkins. We had an interesting promo segment next up between Carmella and Nikki Bella. We finally got some sort of explanation as to why Carmella was attacking Nikki. Carmella starts off the promo basically saying that she was not a fan of Nikki ever since she came back during the 6 women's match at SummerSlam, and that people were still elated by her, even though Nikki Bella is dating John Cena, and even claimed Nikki Bella to be a gold digger. Now, obviously, there was some tension back and forth. No physicality happened. Nikki defending herself, saying that she is fearless, that what she wears on her shirt is not just a saying, but it's what she believes in. She is fearless to take on anyone, haters, injuries, anything of that nature. But Carmella quickly dismisses it. I kind of have mixed feelings about this entire segment, to be completely honest with you. On one hand, it is furthering the storyline between Nikki Bella and Carmella. I think there's more to this feud that they haven't really touched up on yet, and it does open the doors and at least keeps the feud and rivalry going. However, at the same time, I do worry a little bit that this is kind of falling back into some of the rhetoric that we've seen in the women's division before, the Divas division of the past, as far as, I don't want to say weaker storylines, but storylines that we kind of see. Now, granted, there are storylines that have been well done repetitiously, and, it's hard to be original in the world of professional wrestling. Trust me, I understand that. So I'm kind of biased in that sense, and I'm still kind of uneasy. I'm leaning more towards seeing where this goes. I personally wish Nikki Bella would have lost against Carmella, because then it would have been more reason for Nikki to go after her, especially Karma could have claimed, I beat Nikki Bella. I don't know why she has a southern accent all of a sudden from the Queen of Staten Island. I digress. We move on to an amazing 6-man tag team matchup as Dolph Ziggler, the Intercontinental Champion, teams with the Smackdown Live Tag Team Champions Heath Slater and Rhino to take on Kenny and Mikey of the Spirit Squad and former Intercontinental Champion The Miz. Fantastic action between all of them. Great psychology, great in-ring work. Kenny surprisingly getting the pinfall victory over Heath Slater. Now, I did some digging and did some and try to find out officially if it has been confirmed. It looks as if Kenny and Mikey are going to be on the SmackDown roster. They are signed exclusively for SmackDown. I'm all for it. I'm very happy that this, something that we thought was going to be a one-time deal is constant, and on top of that, it gives Miz, for lack of a better term, henchmen to kind of set up to make Miz look more important. I think it's a great use of both of them. Clearly, their in-ring action is fantastic. They haven't missed a beat since they left. So keeping the Spirit Squad gimmick, I think, is entertaining. It's funny. Not a lot of people might get it, but I think the way that they were introduced a couple weeks heading into No Mercy last week was very, very smart. I'm all for it. I'm very curious to see if Heath Slater and Rhino will now have to defend the tag team titles against Kenny and Mikey, possibly at Survivor Series. We could see the Spirit Squad come back as tag team champions. Come on, Spirit Fingers, people. Spirit Fingers. A quicker match that I was not expecting between Jack Swagger and Baron Corbin. I was a little disappointed. Not necessarily the fact that Baron Corbin won the matchup. I was very happy for that one. But I felt like there was, again, a lot to this feud and a lot to this rivalry. These two put on a fantastic match at No Mercy. And I said that in the No Mercy review. Guys, go back and check it out as well. I thought they put on a fantastic match. Love seeing Swagger with some importance on the SmackDown roster and seeing him utilized properly. Just kind of, I guess, more disappointed and more, shrug of the shoulders as far as the matchup being so short. Wish it was given a little more time because those two could absolutely go the distance. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Rockies 2, 3, and 4 combined into one. James Ellsworth taking on AJ Styles. I will say this matchup was extremely entertaining. Dean Ambrose was told moments before the match that he would not be the special guest referee, despite him being the referee last week between Ellsworth and AJ. Although Dean did have some interesting fun, basically berating AJ Styles between making, doing the ring announcing, calling for a car that might have had its lights on, and promoting the new James Ellsworth t-shirt on WWE Shop. I will say that a lot of people were kind of iffy about this when I saw a lot of people in critiques on social media about this, and I see their point, but at the same time, when Ellsworth hit a super kick, or as David Otunga referred to, a no-shin music, and then get a 2 count, the crowd went absolutely berserk. Now, granted, I think that most of us know, or at least had the inclination, that maybe James Ellsworth wasn't going to walk out as WWE World Champion, and ultimately did not. AJ Styles ended up continuously berating and hitting James Ellsworth, much to Dean Ambrose egging him on. I don't know why he would egg on the poor beatdown of that man. I don't know. I don't know why he would do that. But the point being is that AJ got disqualified, which means even though despite AJ keeping the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, he did technically lose. James Ellsworth getting the victory by disqualification, but AJ keeping the championship. As Dean was announcing that on his way back into the ring, AJ tried to attack Dean, only to receive a dirty deeds and said, hey, James Ellsworth still has more victories over AJ Styles and John Cena. But my point originally was the fact that a lot of people were kind of criticizing this, but at the same time, when you see the crowd going absolutely berserk, yours truly included, for that 2 count where James Ellsworth looked like he was about to win, that's when you know you have a great, fantastic moment. It was entertaining. It was great. I'm a huge James Ellsworth fan. I thought it was very well done. I loved everything about it. I thought it was very creative. I thought it was funny. I thought that was great. It was just entertaining. It was different. But I personally enjoyed it. The Smackdown has been fantastic, but it does make me itch. It does make me want to see Survivor Series. It's one thing I'm a little curious to see what they're going to do. We do have a couple of weeks build until Hell in a Cell, which is, of course, a Raw pay-per-view. So I think SmackDown is very interested to see where they're going to go with some of their major rivalries. I think that SmackDown has obviously longer time to build into the Survivor Series pay-per-view, which is a joint production of Raw and SmackDown. And I'm reminiscent and a little concerned only because of certain things such as like the Jack Swagger Corbin match, where it seems like everyone has a place, everyone has a role, but when they're cut short of time constraints, granted it is a 2-hour Smack said, I always am thoroughly entertained by SmackDown. Nothing really here majorly to complain about, to be completely honest with you. I loved Orton and Harper. I loved Naomi and Bliss. Kurt Hawkins, I'm very curious to see where that character goes. 6-man tag was fantastic. Swagger and Corbin, my only critique was that it wasn't given enough time, and the WWE title was absolutely fantastic and always entertaining. Curious to see where things go heading into the Survivor Series, but of course, that's just my opinion here, folks. It's time for you guys to chime in. What'd you guys think of this week's SmackDown? What'd you think of James Ellsworth coming this close? It's this close. Can you measure it? It's like that close. This close to being the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, or hit us up on the Twitter at OKayFabe, at One Wrestling, at After One Wrestling, and everyone else's social media. Let your voice be heard. Make sure you give the love to the entire One Wrestling family. All their links are down in the description box below. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Trust me, you're going to see all this awesome content from myself, Bill Apter, the PW Hustle crew. You've got Big Slam. You've got Big Ray. You got FAMEBLAK coming back with his Raw reviews. Can't wait. Cannot wait for the competition to get fierce. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate the continued love and support. To quote the legendary Bill Apter, we will see you at some matches. See you at some matches.